folks, let's get to it on a Tuesday. How you doing today? A lot to get to. 2 weeks from today, our lives will get a lot less stressful. I promise. I really do. Things are going to get a lot easier here. Shout out to the chat. Welcome. How was your weekend? Hope everyone did well. Had a little BTC action over the weekend. But first, get with the one and only Harmonic Pattern Collection. Send your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. Look, get the 14-day free trial now and get ready for the cycle that is about to begin. A lot to talk about. I mean, it's a lot going on. A lot going on. I had a couple tweets over the weekend, a little vocal about a few things that I needed to kind of get off my chest. So check out Twitter handle at Harmonic Trader, and also hit the subscribe, like button if you enjoy what's going on. We're here Tuesday, Thursday, 12-ish. I'm on the hotspot today. Good old Comcast letting me down again. So let's see if this works. If the sound is bad or anything, let me know, guys. If it's breaking up, please let me know. Alex, David, as always, what's up? Daniel, Red, Asher, Joe, Kate, Mitchell, Lawrence, Agelio, Victoria, Vegas. What's up, Vegas? What's going on, man? I'm worrying about you. I'm thinking about you. Incredible, William, Andrew, everyone else, let's go. Let's go. Let's start with some stonks first. Just here's for today. Shark pattern, kind of muted action, but this is what I want to get to really quick. I do want to jump to BTC because I think we need to review that immensely, but here's the deal with kind of what we're looking at for S&P futures. It's just a stair-step climb, doesn't stop, and I don't think anything's going to happen dramatic either way till the election. So 2 weeks from today, certainly 2 weeks from tonight, we could see some ridiculous movement up and down. I think it's going to be kind of like 2016, where you saw literally 3% down, 3% up. So let's save that for later. Couple of things to get to there. For right now, I think with everything with crypto and the markets in general, we want to be focused on the 4-hour time frame, riding with the trend right now. S&P futures, they've been fairly muted the last week, but we're setting up for another continuation confirmation. Really nice HSI right there, tagging it around 58.50. And, it doesn't really change. It's not my thesis of what is going on longer term hasn't changed at all. And we're looking at this. I've got a few things sketched out here. Yes, there's another pattern sketched out. For the index, on the SPY, it's 618. I don't think that's any coincidence. And, and up here we have 6180, 6179.75. Let's round it up. And we're going to see. This is going to be one of those situations where I hate the word numerology, but I'm not. It's kind of a sign, I think. So my gut opinion is we push to the hop level. If I was looking at this chart on a 5-minute basis, or even intraday, day trade situation, everything we see here has got all the markings of pushing higher, requiring confirmation before we could even consider this bearish pattern to be of significance. So price action is still strong. And just remember, we need 2 weeks at a minimum, 2 red candles at a minimum before we would see any downside follow through. And then on the monthly chart, it's 2 months. Now, we're nowhere near that, but beautiful pattern. Wouldn't it be great for the next book to be able to post this and say, yeah, we got short at 61.80 and we took it to T1 at 48.73. That possibility does not escape me, but we're not there yet. You got to stay with the trend until we see some individual signs that would suggest otherwise. And if we blow it out, and then let me just a couple of scenarios, okay? The one scenario and then the other scenario. The other scenario is we blow the hop out, some kind of massive candle, monthly candle that is, that would be November most likely, and just kind of blast on through. That would be the positive. I think the bearish possibility, of either way, this hop level is going to be of significance. Do we get kind of a pullback within the zone and then we get a counter HSI? I just want to kind of freestyle here for a second. And then if we're going to get that massive super cycle bull, which I think is a real possibility in either case, after this reaction, we're still dealing with the 1618 reaction. And I'm going to get to something in a second that mimics or is even leading the markets. But that is, from a harmonic pattern perspective, kind of the way that we want to analyze or consider what's happening. There are people who are looking for a crash. I am not one of those people. And if anything, I think this is a once-in-a-generation market that's setting up where you have, this 2-3 year window. And I'm probably going to dig deep on it next week, where I'm going to show the comparison that if I'm right about the fact that this is mimicking the 1990s and it's 1994, about to hit 1995, where we took on a whole new character of the market, then buckle up, because you've already done the work. You're here learning the material, you have experience, and then you'll know what to do with it. It's kind of like, you have the sports car, you're practicing it now, and now you're about to take it out for a drive. That's where we are. What's up? Can I explain? What's up, Mark? The green and red lines, those are our new HSI dot confirmation. I think they're best used with the patterns. Mark is asking about the software. Thank you. Get the trial, Mark. I think you're on it. What it is, it's our confirmation line. So what we've done is try to distill HSI, harmonic strength index, the confirmation sequence of it confirms, it's an early indicator. We certainly want development. And then that line is the open bar trigger. It's kind of the clearest way. This is the first version of it. And I think there will be some optimization that goes on there. So again, get over here. This is where you want to get it all. Get on with the software. Send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Try it out. As I said to everybody, take the 2 weeks. If you want 2 more weeks, I'm really accommodative on this stuff because I understand there's a learning curve. Take your time. Learn the framework. Easiest way to jump in, register now, okay, at harmonictrader.com as a basic member. And then dig into all the content. Again, take your time, please. This is a framework. It's not a black box methodology. It's not a connect the dots, NEMW works. Those were some of my comments over the weekend. A lot of people I encourage everybody, be critical, get into it, dig, dive, check it all out. Again, it is a framework, and it's a way to kind of build your argument about your investment and trading decisions. We'll get into some examples now, but that's what it's all about. That's what I'm all about. So again, come on in and take your time, learn it. But thanks for asking. I'll show a couple of, we had something this morning, actually on the 5-minute ES, and we have it right now. Where was it? There it was this morning. There's our So we had the dot confirmation. This is this morning, guys. This is, and this is the best application for it. This morning on the open, we had this really nice shark pattern. Okay, so the shark completed. What a lot of people are showing, and it's a good segue into things I need to talk about right now. Look, there's the pattern, but where's the trade opportunity? It comes where the confirmation is. This is a relative harmonic strength index, HSI, is a relative based related indicator that measures the extreme. So how does that unfold and where is the opportunity? There's the first indication, the arrow right there. Okay, and then the dot comes in. What does the dot mean? The dot means you have 1 and 2 bars that not only agree with the signal but set up the confirmation. And then there's that last little retest where acceleration should begin, and that's it's not even a well-chosen example. It's an example. It happens all the time. Okay, and this is the best integration of it that I see, and I want to take it a lot deeper. But again, that's the kind of thing where you have a really clear idea of where the trade should be, and then risk reward as well. T1, because it's a T1 shark, to target one, and the dollar sign went on right there. That's how to use the software. Listen, there's so many discretionary takes on what M and W formations can be that it basically bleeds credibility and integrity out of the methodology. I'm the first one to admit that. Also, again, not a black box methodology. That's why I have taken the time to fill out the holes of the approach with the target 1, target 2, type 1 reversal, type 2, type 1 reaction, type 2 reversal, confirmation methodology, and bring that together as your argument for whether or not you take a trade and exactly where. Hope that helps. We have a lot of signals right now. That's S&P on the 5-minute. Longer term, we've got some things like on the SOX, the 4-hour. I think we're setting some things up here. Currently, the SOX is a great question mark. I got to thank you for that, man, because this set me off for what I really want to get into. SOX, Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. I spent a summer there. That was a long time ago when the market was trading probably like a 300 or 400 back around 87, 88. But here you go. The SOX is oversold, believe it or not. And we've got the indicator, that yellow dot. We'll check it out. Yellow dot formed yesterday, and we have the check back now. Okay, the green line going on. A little difficult to see because only 1 or 2, we're in our second bar. Literally just got into the second bar right now. But there it is. So I'd be looking at the SOX, and I've talked about some of these. Check out, folks, semiconductors. Believe me, they are the place you want to be. And check out, we're now getting ideal harmonic patterns in October, no less. You get big patterns like this in October, we're really close to cycle lows. There you go. Hold on. Hold on. You guys, we can't do that. Why are you guys buzzing me? There you go. That's KLAC. And there's a bunch. ASML, Lam Research. Folks, this is ideal as ideal gets for what we want to look at, the kind of discipline that is required. We have to wait for the patterns to come to you. We're especially dealing with a massive uptrend, and this has gotten whacked. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better situation here. It's a starting point. Okay, the starting point with the type 2, right here, we have our long extended weekly regression channel. And I've been saying this all along, these kind of trending vehicles in an uptrend. Looks like it's going to fall out of bed, right? Looks like it's going to absolutely big, nasty, bearish, engulfing, da da da. I'm looking here. I'm looking 660, 659, maybe even gets to 630 would even be better. Okay. Probably the best thing here's HSI right now, and let's blow that up. Okay. This is an early indicator, but perfect example. We won't get a green line until probably a few more days of pivotal action that need to unfold, but we're damn close. And these are the kind of opportunities that I want to kind of front load to everybody. Let the software do the work for you, but still take some effort, strategy, and we're going to monitor this over the next several sessions for a major turning point. It's not ready yet, but the starting point began a few days ago with the retest of that shark. It's a beauty. The other one, ASML, I mentioned that. Where'd you go, ASML? Let's get the SOX list up. Where'd my SOX list? Just put the symbol in. Don't be so lazy. ASML, another one. Deep oversold. Here, daily. Okay, big shark. This one has a line. Beautiful shark pattern. Big capitulation into that low, and check it out. There's the dot. Yesterday was the retest at the line, so bang. What's the open trigger? 717. You're trading 719 right now. That's the way we frame out harmonic pattern opportunities. Really nice. There's a few others. I think Lamb Research was the other one I was saying, LRCX. And you could go down the line. Where is that? There's a green line on. That's on a daily. But this is, I think, a weekly situation. Not yet. Maybe it wasn't Lamb Research. I'll come back to that. Of course, NVIDIA going ballistic, and I posted maybe 6 weeks ago that I thought NVIDIA was a 180. We should be looking for 180. Ever since its HSI weekly line went on, right there, I mean, that's about as, it's not well-chosen examples, kids. Okay, it is absolutely about just doing the work, lining yourself up. We've been talking about NVIDIA here. I bailed on it early, admittedly. Definitely, I was down here around 106, 108. I bailed out at 125. I probably should have stayed in that. But we'll get it again. Not a problem. But that's an ideal example of what we're looking at and what we should be looking for. That's also one of the reasons why I like things like SPY. We showed the index. The SPY's like this. And it had counter HSI. Maybe that wasn't. It was the Qs. There's the SPY. Okay, just for the massive pattern. 582 currently. There's our 618 level. It was actually the QQQ that had the dot. Here's the dot from a few weeks ago, weekly. What would change that situation? Can you get overbought? Can you register something, overbought up here? We're not there yet. That's why we're still up, hanging up. We've been saying that for months. Really, I mean, we've been bullish the whole time, but with the exception of the end of July because of the big 1618 tests, but ever since they popped in those daily and weekly HSI signals, it's been strong. Yeah, check that out. John's asking, is there a video showing all the info on type 1, type 2? Yeah. Check on the basic members page and check on YouTube. And I'm not probably, I am. I'm going to launch a new YouTube education channel that I will monetize. This one's not monetized, but I'll be right up front. I'm going to monetize that thing. And we'll put a lot of basic information there. That will come out probably in about 2 weeks. I'll let you know more about that. But lots of opportunities. And again, we don't need to chase Semiconductors are a beautiful space, and they're going to be for the rest of the decade or further. Get some now. Get it now. Speaking of things with great setups, check out Coinbase. Coinbase was ideal patterns on our daily basis, 165. Okay, check that was set up way back early September. Pattern dot green line went on. That's about as precision as I can be. Maybe some people can be a little more precision than that, but bang, right there. I've been really clear on that. And actually, just to kind of update, we were talking about the Connell 2X Granite shares that we were down here at around 20, 21 bucks. And I talked about this last week that we're flashing a Gartley. We're probably getting a little top heavy currently, but only reaction. T1 reaction to target 1, 27.55. Also, we have confirmation. This is, if you were looking to short, and I'm not really looking to short crypto, I'm especially looking to buy it on the next pullback, whatever that may be. But, arrow dot, you see a dot, it's go time. And actually, that line should be on now. I don't know why the line is not on now, but that was perfect this morning. Open trigger 34.67. This morning's high was 34.78. And I'll go on record right now, say that's full on now in a type 1 reaction pullback to 27.55. What do you guys have for today? What do you guys have? What's up, CJ? Wants to look at some miners? Why not? Perfect way to segue over to things like Riot blockchain. Did nothing forever. Now it's doing something. Remember, we were looking at this long time. Long time. $8 was our recent target there. The weekly, like this. It's a massive retest of the big pattern, of the big weekly. And it's still going to take a lot of time, but we've seen this party before. And I would be looking to maybe take more of an accumulation strategy down here, especially when we have our next retest. So this is really a nice breakaway move. And if we can get a retest in here, I still say with all of these, go to a 4-hour chart, RTH, regular trading hours, like that. We're a little overbought at the moment, but there's your dot. I think extended hours had a crab pattern. Yeah. No, it was a bat. But 4-hour chart has a couple things in the around 833. 830, 835, 840 is, that would be our next retest number, and I like it. And I like Mara too, because Mara was one we talked about weeks ago at 15. We got some bearish patterns right now, but no, this daily was the shark, and that daily shark right there, right at 1507, with a green line went on. Let's go. This is actually probably in a slightly better shape than Riot. And then the final one is Clean Spark, of the things that I'm really looking at, with beautiful Gartley, guys. Look at that beauty, right? It's the Gartley from 2024. Big move up. Perfect 618 at the B point. That's what defines a Gartley always. 786 with an ABCD. Convergence. Convergence is the word, not confluence. Convergence. There's reasons why. I won't get into it. Little overbought at the minute, at this minute, and I still think we could have another retest at 11, 10 to 11. But this is going to resolve itself pretty soon. What's up, Justin? Wants to look at Wolf Speed. What's going on today with you, man? Justin, legend in the chat. Wolf Speed's like that. Isn't that a weekly? What is that? That sure is. There you go. You know, you got multiple patterns here. Uh, there's the first dot, and that really didn't work at 22. Where's that? That's at like 23 something. Next dot, what's that, 9 or 10? Probably needs a little more time, my man. Probably, you know what? This is how we know. Okay. Did we break out above the 50 anywhere here? In conjunction? I would say this is getting close, but HSI is now overbought at the moment. Let that probably needs a little more time. I mean, certainly when you're in these long, and this is like this is a 4-year downtrend. Okay, so 4-year downtrends is like a lot of the crypto we're looking at lately. If it hasn't broken out of the downtrend, there's a lot of work to do. Maybe we get to the right of this and then do a back test. It's kind of like Tesla. You know, remember Tesla? Although Tesla has cracked the downtrend finally, almost, maybe. Nice patterns looking left here. I just think Tesla is a point of when, not if, and I mean when, as in not only let's get the trend lines right, encompass them. There's the extreme, there's the secondary, there's like 2 secondary highs that we want to trigger off of, and you just straight on down. So last 3-4 months, Tesla's done some really nice constructive action that you'd want to see, and it's actually my preference to see something not go straight up out of a hole. Always better to see that thing develop. And I'll be looking right in here. We're already down 216 currently. We know 250, 260 was big resistance. But I'm talking, you know, generational decade low trying to take shape with Tesla. And that might be a flash down to 180 one more time. 180 or the next oversold trigger. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. In fact, it's pretty interesting. This is something we look at. Where are the readings on? Are they under the 50 or above the 50? I would say this week, if we get a bearish candle, that's going to break under the 50, which should trigger that retest. But we get that retest, we get that next oversold condition. For me, this is a major area, and it reminds me a lot of Apple from earlier this year at 165. Apple just seemingly wasn't doing much. Remember this, not only, well, the bat from 2022 was perfect, but this thing, this Gartley, that was a bat or Gartley, whatever your flavor, that bat. And it went sideways, was in that sideways, the market was raging. Apple was sideways, and it was actually back at 2023 lows, just back in April, and then gone. And that's what I think Tesla's doing. Pretty remarkable stuff. There's a lot of these. There's a lot of these that are in such a shape that, again, they're not all gonna unfold perfectly at the same time, but we want to position it, we want to line them up, and when they do come our way, that's when we step on them. Yeah. Tesla earnings. When are those Tesla earnings? Aren't they in like a week? Well, there's like a zillion earnings coming up. Yeah, and that's probably what we should talk about. What's that? Tomorrow. Hello. Tesla earnings tomorrow. So can we get a down move? Would love to see that drop. Bring me all the bad news you have tomorrow, please, on Tesla. That would be amazing, because that would create the opportunity. And I think it's down here. It could be 200, could be 180, but we'll leave that green box up. And you were praying for a pullback, guys. I just Seriously, whatever happens post-election, if we get a hard retracement or we get a hard pop and then a retracement, we're going to embrace it. Because once we clear through this mess, and you guys know I've been talking end of January for so many scenarios that's, in my opinion, larger possibilities can begin after the end of January. And anything I'm considering is really has like a Q1 first quarter limit on it. And then we will take a hard look of how this market will change character very soon. Hey, Kate. Kate wants to look at the monster Palantir. Palantir, yep, I'm long that. Um, you know, when talk about praying for a pullback, Palantir has been remarkable. What's going on here? Let's pull it out. Look, it's a big 886. That 886 is right around 41. And it's not really even so much about the 886 as it is this candle from 2 weeks ago. It's not following through yet. Yet. I'm sure they have earnings coming up pretty soon. When's that? Sure. Next 2 weeks. When's that? Monday. So in less than 2 weeks. I personally, I think it is a little overcooked at this moment for now, but long term, there's how is this not a massive winner? How is that not going to just continue? I mean, this is from my own kind of drawing sketchings that we didn't break out of the all-time high, which is there, almost a double top for now. But I would look at this more like an 886 pause, where into next year or so, this thing is destined for a 1618. Just generally, you're going to take out that resistance, sweep out those highs, and maybe get capped for a little bit, but that's a 1618 candidate. Same as look, here's one of my favorites is PayPal. Talk about ideal basing action. PayPal's got a long way to go, and I don't like to normally mess with these type of recovery candidates, but let's just do a 382 for now. Your 382 on PayPal, guys, 150. 150. Here's another one. I'm full of ideas today. Here you go. Hood, Robinhood. I am currently long. Okay, been long for a little while now. Its 382 is 36, now 27. What's going on here? Well, after the massive IPO correction, we're up at a hop level. Now, I'm not bearish on that until I get some overbought signals. This is actually a lot like what we see in the S&P 500, where you have a T2 on the monthly, okay, and it's triggering the hop at 2665. All right, but what don't we see here? There's lacking bearish confirmation. So I'll stay with that until, we get up here with HSI. And I think this is another candidate where it could fail the pattern and then really go like that. There's no sign there yet that suggests this pattern's going to come into play. It is a type 2 retest, but it has not been confirmed. And I'll stay long until it does. Speaking about confirmation. Yeah. Well, AVGO, Greg, I hear you. Broadcom, that's another one. I probably should have a list. Probably give you guys a list of what I think the top 20, 30 markets you should be, stocks at least, you should be looking at. Broadcom, it's right up there with NVIDIA. Don't kid yourself. Broadcom is just, I don't think people realize that Broadcom and NVIDIA are very similar in terms of their dominance. And Broadcom just what's here? Nothing. There's nothing here that says this railroad track to whatever 300 or more is going to stop. And there you go. We've done this before. It looks like a parabolic move, doesn't it? Well, so did all the way here. You go back, you go all the way back. I mean, it's just split adjusted $4 a share. That's ridiculous. Still, that just continues. I agree with that. I mean, and look, those are the kinds of markets we want to line up. And remember all the things I was talking about, the type twos in 2022, things like that. That's why they're so important. I'm not saying that KLAC is going to do the similar move, but when you have these kind of type 2 retracement patterns in the uptrend, okay, they frequently can lead to massive trend continuation in a way that you otherwise can't see. But that was perfect. That type 2 Gartley. It's a high level, because let's just look left here. That just give you a little perspective. We don't know anything about Broadcom. And off the 2020 low, which was like 15, it goes to 65. Oh, that can't go any further. Can't go any higher. Oh, there's a type 2 Gartley at a high level. And not only that, this is something that I think is a good segue for my next point on Bitcoin. But look, 382 is like right there. The Gartley was right at the 382. This one came, it was at almost a 50 off the 2020, but the 382 level, strong continuation. And the way we look at that is to go ABCD. ABCD. Where at least a 1618. Like that. So these are going to be more of the candidates I'm going to try to isolate. I have a few more ideas. There are some semiconductors. There are some healthcare, biotechs that are doing this. So we're in that critical October time frame. Things will happen. I don't think people understand also why October, because most companies are on a fiscal year that starts October. So they're for the bookkeeping and for accounting standards. There's a lot of reset that goes on in September into October. I'm flexing my accounting degree here, but there are concrete seasonal reasons, obviously, why October lows in October. I think of it in terms of harmonic pattern formations. I'll show one other one. I mean, it's, remember the Amazon situation. What was that weekly? There you go. Another October low way back in 2022. So big patterns in October, I'm in. Let's go. Before I segue to Bitcoin, folks, the canary in the coal mine are gold futures. Gold futures. And I've been amazed all year, and I raised my target to 2750 a while ago, and we're there. So now what? Is this thing ever going to stop? No. And the gold market, if you're not following it, you need to, because it is telling us things. It's it's just because when I started out and I would talk to old time traders, they always told me gold would go to 5,000 someday. And part of us listened, other parts laughed at them. Yeah, right, gold 5,000. It was when gold was at 300 an ounce. And now they're having their day or their decade. And so where's gold going? Well, gold's a $3,000 thing. I mean, I don't care what you really, if you're involved, if you own any, what have you. But from a harmonic perspective, this is what we've talked about for a long time. It would be, once we got out of that 886, We go to the 1618, and it was a big middle finger to the 1618, just like, hey, I don't care about 2500. That's what it says to me. 2480. That's just a number. And then we said, okay, what about the 1902 overspill? Well, there's your 1902. So 1902, it's kind of a secret number. Don't tell anybody. But it's how we use the overspill range of a 1618 to basically analyze that zone. You know, I personally think, and I've been saying that this is more like has a 314 character to it, based on how it's been blasting off after, especially after the breakout. Okay, what it does right here this week, this month, in the next month, any continuation strong. That can be a simple close above 2750 means not just 2750. I think you have to then say this is an extreme character. This is exhibiting extreme character. Okay, and you just keep going long. I think we have to look at the miners, because even if they're not making money, what's in their ground has just doubled in the last 8 to 12 quarters. And so if that's not a 1618, well, minimum is 2618. That's how we just kind of assess the character of these type of moves. And so that's like a $3,400 tag on it. And I'm really of the opinion that it's going parabolic. What does parabolic mean? It means a 314 pi projection minimum. Could go to 3618. 314, 3850. Okay, I'm going to take it in chunks, but I've been saying this, that I thought 2750 would be a starting point. 3300, I think it's more like 3900. I think you have to embrace what's going on, and then if that means that we're in a parabolic expansion range, hear me out, then what does that mean for everything else? We are in a paper asset inflationary cycle. It is, we can discern this already. I've been talking about this for quite some time, and it's just coming together faster than I anticipated. It's remarkable, and it's the move. It just simply stated, it's the move they always talked about. I don't know where they got 5,000, but they always talked about 5,000. And I mean, a lot of those people are dead. So, frankly, sorry, because these guys were 60 years old in the early mid 90s. But here it is. And they, I mean, let's just give you a little perspective. Okay, here's the 90s. Here's where they're, when gold was 350, and this was after the 70s boom. So we're kind of like this. We're about to do this kind of move. And oh yes, there was a monthly butterfly right at the low. No, I didn't really know that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to look it up. I wrote an article on stockcharts.com. It was one of the first articles I ever wrote that showed that butterfly pattern. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to let's see if I can go find that. Maybe in the Wayback Machine. That was where I kind of got my start, guys, with stockcharts.com. A great website. Great guys over there. It's I really, they were TradingView before TradingView. And, that's what's going on with gold. And silver too. Yes, silver. Look, SLV ETF. Look, 34. We traced this out. We talked about this weeks ago. Now it's a massive breakout. 45. 45. Book it. There's nothing stopping that. So what's going on? If this is for real, what is it telling you? That there's an inflationary force behind this that will translate into other assets. If you can get the price of gold to move like this, it doesn't take much to do crazy things. I mean, crazy, crazy things with paper assets. And I think that's what's happening. It's just remarkable moves. And this breakout is, nobody's talking about it too. That's great. Maybe a few people are, but I mean, the prior high here was 2850. And so this month is going to be a massive acceleration. Okay. Yeah, Costco. I like Costco. Let's talk about that on Thursday. Hey, before I get any further, on Thursday, we are going to do a deep dive on meme coins and the crypto cycle with my friend Lieutenant Ponzi. We got him scheduled, so we'll bring him on. He knows a lot more about them than I do. I'll read the patterns, but he really's got a great sense for up and coming coins, things to be looking out for. So that'll be on Thursday with the Pons. Please join us. But let's segue to Bitcoin. Still, the people bearish on Bitcoin, and I guess they're going to stay bearish. I mean, how? I'm not there. And we're in a stair step, and we will remain in a stair step, and that's okay. Remember, I'm adamant about this 4-hour time frame, so let's look at what we have. Okay, 4 hour. How many times I've been saying 63, 67.5, then 70,300. We're not there yet. We're just getting paused by this deep crab. It's not even a nice deep crab, but it's a T2 crab. What's going on here for Bitcoin, and I think you folks will be encouraged, is the kind of thing we should be seeing for the rest of this cycle. We should see mere pausing at the pattern completion with this kind of formation. HSI, you get oversold real fast in a short kind of corrective blast, takes all the air out of the tires, and then we're going to get a dot, and we'll get a bullish dot, and hopefully we get that by Thursday. Okay, let's look at the zone. I'll give you some firm numbers right now that you should be considering. There's HSI. The low of that is 66. I don't know if I want to say this number. 66,666. I'm just reading the chart. But yes, you're at the right rally. Now the check back. Retested. Great. Nice candle action. Not wanting to give it up. So all we need is one more 4-hour green candle. This thing could go live with a dot by tonight, and then we're in business to go higher. And I still say I'm not going to veer off of it. 70,300, 70,500. We push to the hop. Also, remember our 30-bar window. It works the same way with this this time frame. There's the T1. Okay, right back there. That's where the pattern completed. Project 30 bars. Tell me what you see 30 bars later. Higher and actually bullish confirmation. Yes, we have a dot here. But what happened was a quick reaction, counter signal. This is why the patterns on themselves are not going to do it for you. We need a mechanism for confirmation to build the argument, and it has to happen within a certain window. So here, that 30-bar window, it's still going up. Easy read. I'd be of the opinion that even this 66.5 area is your max support on this window, where 66.5 is support against the bearish pattern. And I'm still looking for 70,300. And here, look, everyone and their mom sees the highs. Everybody's saying, yeah, let's short against those highs. Let's short against those highs. That's fine. You might get a quick reaction, but this is about the weekly candle for Sunday night is as ideal as you could ask for. Big push higher, firm close above all of that. Yeah, they're trying to sell it in here. That's okay. That's okay. And we do have a couple things here where we still have this bat pattern that's going to get tagged pretty soon. That's 70,950. So we're just we're working away. We're not in a moon phase yet. Looks like Nasdaq's starting to moon. But that's the deal. Yeah, guys. I don't know about we'll do that LAC. Let's save that for Thursday. Oh man. All right. I'll circle back. I'll circle back because we're gonna go so deep on Thursday on crypto. Crypto will it'll be an exclusive crypto session on Thursday. I mean, we'll get to some really degenerate coins. I just want to look at the total index with you folks, and I'll circle back to those others. Totals like this, obviously, just like Bitcoin, because it's mostly Bitcoin. We do have a couple of bearish things to look at. I mean, but we have a downtrend that's recently been taken out. Back test this and continue higher. As I said this last time, I think it was like last Tuesday, that was an important 4-hour formation, and it is. It is. So I would look for that full retest, 2.5, 2.6, and once we blast through that resistance, it's gone. The one thing that I will bring up, okay, it's is total DeFi, yes, but it's total 3. So total 3 is on schedule. And total 3, there's a daily, beautiful, but it's more about this weekly phenomenon. So take out Bitcoin and Ethereum remarkably. All right. And we're doing what we need to do. It's not the nicest or most ideal type 1, type 2 scenarios, but there's the T1 goes on. There's the first dot and goes to target 1. And then in this truncated, yes, big SAT word, retest, there's T2. I have to expand it. Okay, because it got rejected at the beginning of the year up here. Then it kind of just clipped it. That was August. Clips the XA. That is important. So total 3 right there. Green line went on all around 550, 545. Okay, and now that should start the march. We are well above here. We're above this 50 line, and same with amplified. This is good material. This is good development. Get this, hold that above the 50. It can vacillate. As long as it stays above that 50 line, that should really continue. And then we have stuff like this. HSI, this is in a great position. I don't, again, it's another not if, but when. And when, where? Target 2. So you got T2 reversal with confirmation. Green line is on 850. 850. Maybe 860. Yeah. All right, I'll circle back. Couple questions came in. Cryptox lawyer. Are you a real lawyer? Practical harmonic pattern framework question on the checkbacks. On ST daily, will the wick trigger the dot? Or does it have to be the exact cent? ST, what's that? State Street? Are you sure it's not STT? STT? Oh, wait, let's get stocks. Because that's State Street. Sensata Technologies, I don't know. That's probably a low floater. Not really. Nice T2. Your confirmation's more like here, but where's HSI? That's weekly. See, this is another thing. So you have the dot, you have HSI, but where is this thing really pressing? I mean, you could say here or there, which was back in December, but no follow through. You didn't get hurt. No farm, no harm, no foul. What's the daily look like? Looks like nothing. I mean, you got, oh, I see. Yeah, you got the same pattern left. Yeah, bat pattern. Remember the 30-day window too. I mean, you can use that for stop loss management. You really should be seeing that thing do its reaction within 30 bars. Don't know. Why do you guys like lithium? LAC, Lithium America. Oh, because you got that rounding bottom monthly, as you're saying? Oh, look at that. Thank you. Who put that up? Daniel, Bud, well done. LAC. We talked about this. I think when we were talking about Freeport McMoran and some of these others. Well done. I'm down on that. That's everything you want in a monthly chart. Lithium Americas Corp. Monthly. Now, do we have acceleration? That would be my question. Yeah, you're at the 50, so there's a first step in the process. That's a really nice setup for a big turnaround play, kind of like PayPal 6 months ago. My SAT scores, Will, were not great. I'm a terrible test taker. PLG, Platinum Limited Group, is that right? I'm just Platinum Group Metals. I'm pretty good on my symbols. PLG at $1.80. Anything there? Nothing there. I mean, I really, maybe you throw a little bit into that. What about weekly? Is a big bat pattern? Okay. All right, you've got my attention. And why here versus anywhere else? You're coming off this latest HSI signal about $1. So, okay. Look, if we're going to go into some kind of materials and metals cycle, which I think gold is one of the things gold is telling us, these aren't bad ideas. You're going to have to sit on them for a long time. Weren't we looking at things like Freeport McMoran, FCX? That's made a move. That's actually T2, but no confirmation yet. How about, well, Barrick Gold itself? GOLD. Pretty nice, starting to make some progress. There was something big on here. It escapes me at the moment. How about Nugget? Junior miners. You really want to speculate? Oh, look at that. Gone. Junior miners, 2x. That's remarkable. But here you go. There's some perspective. Weekly. And we've been up here before. So that gets above 60. You could have something much larger in development. Hold on. What about monthly? Because okay, there you go. Junior miners. Now that has to run. The reason why that chart looks like that is because they keep splitting it, because this is a directional ETN where if it doesn't move, it loses value. But I think you go to good old GLD, that's got to be where 250, 260 on your monthly basis. That's incredible. Incredible. GLD on the weekly. And that's what everyone's hoping with Bitcoin. With everything that went down with Bitcoin, you're hoping for something like that. Yeah, we're well above the hop level. I don't know, a couple more. Some things that come to mind of like material. Mosaic is one. They mine a lot of potash. Don't be like that. No. Weekly. What about monthly? Can I have anything here? Probably pretty close. Not yet. Not yet. Give me, what about AU? Anglo Ashanti. Anglo Ashanti, like that. Nice patterns looking left. That's a monthly basis too. This is actually a T2. So yeah, there's some reasons here. Gold obviously cyclical AF, but I could see that targeting go to target 2, 53. Let's see. What do you guys have up there? Sure, we can look at crude oil. Let's get these out of the way for Thursday, and we'll do deep dive on crypto. Copper. All right, it's been forever and a day since I haven't looked at copper. Let's see you on the right. Commodities. Where is it? Copper. CUP. That's not right. Copper. Come on, give me something. HG. Oh, I was thinking HU for heating oil. There you go. Copper on the monthly. Well, we know where we have a problem. Clearly, above 5. What's going on up here? That's a firm uptrend, guys. Look, this is I'm really on the fly here, but when we see stuff like this, there and there and there, these higher level confirmation dots, it still says I'm going to push probably another shot to 5. Did we get something on this daily? Okay, we should have a bat right there. Not yet, but we have some daily. I think that's pretty interesting. I think there's certainly reasons to be looking at those type of companies. Southern Copper, that was the one. SCCO. Weekly. Oh, it was. Yeah, I knew that was sticking in my brain. 90 for that crab. But now you have a Gartley up here. So again, the miners, they're not going to, look, I think if gold gets above 3,000, then the miners will do crazy things. We come back, pull back at 105, sure. Let's do a quick look at crude oil. Because crude oil is going to be a part of the playbook. You know, we really have like 2 categories of things to consider. Depends on what happens 2 weeks from today. And we get one outcome, then this massive bat pattern is realized with a T2. And that's on sentiment, really. I'm not there yet, and I would rather even be late and get the price action confirmation. But 107, 42, sure. We get that's still a T2 on the weekly. It's just kind of a stretched out situation. Where's HSI? It's peaking. It's peaking. I do think we're, you know, no matter what happens, we need to be looking at a lot of the American developers, refiners, for further insight, because they're not going away. I mean, things like, I've said this time and time again, things like Valero, things like ConocoPhillips or Marathon. There's Valero. This is setting up right now, 135. Isn't there? There's something down here. I thought I had a, maybe not yet. I like the fact that this is at the end of the channel here. Right there, weekly. Weekly is oversold, believe it or not. And this is where your eyes can deceive you and say, well, it's, you know, it's off the low from 40, it went to 180. Yeah, but now it's 135 with some dot confirmation. And you got this kind of a thing. And that's intact. Same with ConocoPhillips, high level confirmation there. What about, I'm looking for, give me a trigger off the top here. Not yet. Yeah, we do have this kind of looping. Come back to 93. That would be ideal. I like the space. I don't think you're going to get hurt. I don't think you're going to get hurt. And you look at the dynamics of what needs to go on in the next 3 to 5 years in terms of energy and AI and all of those sound bites, quite frankly, of what we're going to need in terms of energy. We're already outstripping our capacity. We're going to need a lot more, and you can make it easy. What's the other one? Marathon, MRO. Yeah, they're not MRO, MPC. Although MRO, it's, I've liked that for a long time. MPC, there you go. Marathon Petroleum, it's the refiner. And look, we're low end here. That's a good long-term use of the dot and HSI. Look, you're oversold down here. That's the trigger. Okay, pull it up. Maybe wait for this to pop above the 50, but again, you're sitting down here at the low end of the channel. It's, in my opinion, it's a low risk entry, and it's October. That matters. Seriously. With the way the cycle stuff is going, again, it's easy to be up here and be looking at things like the market, like NASDAQ or S&P 500 at all-time highs, saying, okay, well, it's October, so there has to be some kind of correction. Maybe later, not yet, but certainly we have to think about a character change. A character change where, we get a reaction, you hope, and my plan is hoping for another August style reaction. But I will say this, okay? Whatever happens up here, and I still am going to stick with a hop test. S&P goes above 6,000. NASDAQ continues to. I don't even want to talk about some of the things I'm considering for the long term, but this pattern on the monthly is not only going to serve us for the next 3 months, it will be a pattern that we use for the next 3 years. Without a doubt. We'll be looking at this pattern. I'm of the opinion that if we get some kind of retest, even if you don't get the desired financial candidate, is the easiest way to say it. You come down, that would be your worst scenario, a T1, T2 pullback. That's it within this whole uptrend. And I'm not there. I'm of the opinion that we hit the hop, and depending on how hard we hit the hop will tell us a great deal about what to expect into the next year. I'm not going to say that I know. I don't. I tell you what I do know is that uptrend is still intact. We're pushing this bearish zone. We will continue to until we can get some definitive signals that are higher. All of that is higher. And I'll finish up with this, okay? That go back into history and look at what has unfolded previously, like this shark pattern. You can look at the Dow, you can look at NASDAQ, where if it was going to be a bearish scenario, we're going to have a few monthly red candles before it bleeds out. We're not even there yet. We are, if that's the shark and that's the pattern, no matter what the pattern is, okay, I would say you're kind of like, you're in here or you're even in here. In this case, you're up in the zone, but not until we get a few monthly red candles, HSI breaking the 50, amplified going under the 50, for the kind of signs that we look at. If you're going to have real problems, it will manifest itself in those weekly bars, monthly bars, and it's not there yet. So again, I know a lot of people are expressing their fears, quite frankly, to say the market's going to crash because it's gone too far, too long. There's too many problems in the world. there's always going to be problems in the world. It's how you handle it that matters. All right. That's what I have for today, folks. Great session Thursday. The Pons himself.